Students, a very good morning to all of you. Hope all of you are doing well and safe at home. So, welcome back to your chemistry classes, and I hope all of you have completed your previous work. So, let's start chapter 3, the nature of matter. In this chapter, we are going to study about matter, classification of matter, element, compound, mixtures, and atoms, molecules, symbols, and formulas. So let's do it one by one. The classification of matter. The first question arises in our mind, what is matter? Matter is anything which has mass and can be perceived by our senses. So in classification of matter, different scientists give various methods to classify the matter. We have learnt earlier that matter exists in different states due to their physical state and molecular arrangements. But if we consider the classification on the basis of chemical constitution, so here we study the classification of matter on the basis of chemical constitution. So it is broadly classified into two categories, pure substances and impure substances. We also call impure substances as mixtures. Both are same. So first we see the pure substances. Pure substances have constant composition and are always homogeneous. These are further divided into elements and compound. So pure substances are those which is made up of only one kind of atoms, and they have constant compositions and they always homogeneous. The next category is impure substances or mixture. So mixture have variable composition. All of you know that mixture have variable composition and may be homogeneous or heterogeneous. So now we study the classification of matter. Matter classified broadly into two categories, that is living and non-living. In non-living, there are two categories, pure substances and impure substances. So I have already taught you what is pure substances. In pure substances, again it is classified into two categories, elements, compounds. And impure substances classify into mixtures, and mixtures are of two types, homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixtures. In element classify into metals, non-metals, metalloids and inert gases. So we will study one by one all this. So this is the classification of matter. The next topic is metals. Metals are the electropositive elements, and these metals usually found in combined state in earth crust. So there are many properties of metals, like metals have a shining surface. They produce sound when beaten. We call this property that metals are sonorous, and metals show malleability. We can convert metal into thin sheets. So metal have different properties, and the most important point is here that metals are the electropositive elements, means metal always lose electrons. They have the nature of losing electron. If you take the example of sodium, so the outermost orbital has one electron. So sodium will lose one electron to be stable. So all the metals are electropositive. They always lose electron. Then symbols of metal. Symbol is the short form to write the names of any element. So we can write the name of element by symbol. These are the following points. Usually each element is denoted by the first letter of its name. Example, symbol of element carbon is C. So when we write the symbol of any element, it is the first letter of its name, like carbon. So symbol of carbon is C. As two elements cannot have same symbol, and hence for other element starting with the same alphabet, first two alphabets are taken, like calcium, Ca. So if two elements are same, so in symbol the first two alphabets are taken, like carbon and calcium. Both have the C. So while representing by symbol, we take the two letters. We represent the element calcium by Ca. But if more than two elements exist whose names start from the same alphabet, then the symbol are derived from their Latin names. If there are two or more elements whose name alphabet are the same, so we derived symbols from their Latin name. Example, Lead has Latin name plumbum. So the symbol of lead is Pb. That is taken from its Latin name plumbum. So the symbol of lead is Pb. The next topic is non-metals. Non-metals are electronegative elements. So this point to be remembered that metals are electropositive elements and non-metals are electronegative elements. And like metals, non-metals have different properties. Non-metals do not possess luster nor they produce any sound when beaten. So non-metal are not sonorous. They don't produce any sound when they beaten and non-metals are not luster. So in the table you can see there are the non-metals and their symbols like hydrogen H, nitrogen N, oxygen O, fluorine F, chlorine Cl, bromine Br, iodine I, carbon C, sulfur S and phosphorus P. So these are the non-metal and these are the symbol you can see in the table. Then we come to the next point, metalloids. Metalloids are the element whose properties are intermediate between metals and non-metals. It means metalloids have some properties of metal and some properties of non-metal. So there is an example of metalloids like arsenic, antimony, germanium and bismuth. These all are the metalloids. The symbol of arsenic is As, the symbol of antimony is Sb, the symbol of germanium Ge and the symbol of bismuth is Bi. So these all are the metalloids. Apart from this, silicon is also a metalloid. Then we come to the next point, noble gases. All of you know about noble gases. These gases are found in trace amount in Earth atmosphere and hence these are also known as rare gases. So this point is very important that noble gas is also known as rare gases because it found in very trace amount in Earth atmosphere. And these gases are extremely stable, do not react with other gases, so we call them inert gases. So there are two other name of noble gases. First is rare gases because it found in trace amount in Earth surface, very small quantity. So it is called rare gases, and noble gases do not react with other gases. So we also call this inert gases. So here are, you can see table in this, noble gases are there. All of you know that. What are noble gases? Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. So the symbol of helium is He, neon Ne, argon Ar, krypton Kr, xenon Xe, radon Rn. So these are the noble gases and these are the symbol. You have to remember these noble gases: helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. The next topic is compounds. Compounds are pure substances which are formed by the combination of two or more elements. A compound can have properties different from its constituent. So in simple words, we can say a group of element is compound. When elements combine together, they will form compounds, and compounds have properties different from its constituents. These constituents can be separated only by chemical means. To understand the formation of compound, let's see the reaction. Element. The group of element is compound, or when elements combine together, they will form compound. So here you can see the example. Element like iron. Iron is element and sulfur is also a element. When they combine together, they will form iron sulfide. So iron sulfide is a compound. Iron is metal, sulfur is metal. When they both are combined, they will form iron sulfide, that is compound. So when element combined, they will form compound. And the properties of iron sulfide is totally different from sulfur and iron. So it is a compound. Iron is an element attracted by magnet. Sulfur, it is a yellow non-metal soluble in carbon disulfide. So there, here you can see the properties of element like iron. All of you know iron is attracted by magnet, and sulfur is a yellow non-metal soluble in carbon disulfide. Iron sulfide is not attracted by magnet nor it dissolves in carbon sulfide. So here you can see iron sulfide don't have the property of iron and it also don't have the property of sulfur. Its property is totally different from its constituents. So it is a compound. By example, you can understand easily. Now we see how iron sulfide is to be made, or how iron sulfide is formed. So in the diagram you can see, in porcelain dish we take iron and sulfur and we heat both of them. So in porcelain dish we take iron and sulfur and we heat it strongly. So a chemical reaction take place between iron and sulfur and iron sulfide is formed. So iron sulfide has different properties from iron and sulfur. So all of you know that. Now we see the characteristics of a compound. It is made up of two or more elements chemically combined in a fixed ratio of mass. So this is an important point, that elements which combine to form a compound, they have fixed ratio of mass. The ratio always be fixed. The properties of a compound are entirely different from those of its constituent elements. So I have told you earlier that compound have totally different properties. Its property different from its constituents. It is a homogeneous substance. Compound is a homogeneous substance. Compound has definite melting and boiling points. It exhibit definite chemical and physical properties. So compound have a definite melting and boiling points, and it have definite chemical and physical properties. The next topic is difference between compound and mixture. So now we see the difference between compound and mixture. A new substance is produced when compound form. In mixture, no new substance is produced when the mixture forms. So when compound form, the new substance will form, and in mixture, when mixture will form, no new substance will produce. It contains one substance only. It contains two or more substances. We know very well that mixture is a combination of two or more substances. So in compound, it contains one substance, and in mixture, it contains two or more substances. The properties of compound are different from the elements. The properties of mixture are similar to the substance present in them, or are similar to the constituents. The elements in compound can only be separated by chemical reaction. The substances in mixture can often separated easily. So compound can be separated by chemical reaction or chemical process, but the mixture can be separated by physical methods. Compounds have definite composition, mixture have variable composition. We know mixture have variable composition and compound have definite composition. So the next topic is, what is atom? An atom is the smallest particle of an element. The word atom comes from a Greek word which means indivisible or unsplittable. So what is the atom? Atom is the smallest particle of any element. And atom is indivisible or unsplittable. So that is the previous concept. Now the scientist has found that atom can be divided into subatomic particle. We all of you know that atom has subatomic particles, proton, neutron and electron. So atom can be divided into proton, electron and neutron. Elements contain only one kind of atoms. You know, there is an example. Let's suppose a sack of grains to be the matter and the grains present in to be molecules. Now if the grains are crushed, flour is formed. Each small particle of the wheat flour can be considered to be an atom. So there is an example. You suppose, you can see very well in the diagram. There is a wheat, sack of grains. So that is matter, because matter is anything which occupies space. So sack of grains is matter. Then it convert to the wheat grains, molecule. Then it convert to the flour. So every flour particle is a atom. So this shows that the atom is the smallest particle of any element. So by example, you can understand very well that atom is the smallest particle of any element. The next topic is molecule. A molecule is a particle with two or more atoms chemically joined together. When two or more atoms chemically combine, they will form molecules. So you can say a group of atom is molecule in simple words, or it is the definition: when two or more atoms chemically combine together, they form molecule. The atoms in molecules are held together by chemical bonds. For example, a molecule of water contains two atoms of hydrogen combined with one atom of oxygen. So in molecule, atoms are joined by covalent bonds or chemical bonds. So we can take the example of water. You can see in this diagram that one oxygen atom and two hydrogen atom. So they join together by covalent bond. So this is the molecule of water. In molecule of water, there is one oxygen atom and two hydrogen atoms. Molecule made up of same kind of atoms. So it is formed by grouping same kinds of atom together. I told you that molecule is a group of atoms. So molecules are made up of same kind of atoms. For example, nitrogen, oxygen, chlorine, N2O2, Cl2. You can see in the example, these all are made up of same kind of atom. Two nitrogen atoms, two oxygen atoms and two chlorine atoms, the same kind of atoms. Molecules made up of different kind of atom, it is formed by grouping different kinds of atom together, like hydrogen chloride, HCl. You can see in this example HCl. So there are different kind of atom, hydrogen atom and chlorine atom. In water, H2O, different kind of atom, and carbon dioxide. The formula of carbon dioxide is CO2. One carbon atom and two oxygen atoms. So these are, so molecule have two types of atom, same kind of atom and different kind of atoms. The next topic is classification of molecule. Molecule can be classified into two categories: formed by grouping similar atoms together and formed by grouping different atoms together. The example of similar atoms: hydrogen, chlorine, nitrogen and oxygen. And the example of different atom: hydrogen chloride, water, carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide. Then on the number of atoms, we also classify the molecule in these ways, like monoatomic molecule. These molecule exist in atomic state and they have only one atom in their molecule. Then diatomic molecule. These molecules are formed by grouping of two atoms together. Triatomic, these molecules formed by grouping three atoms together. Similarly, there are tetraatomic like phosphorus and octaatomic like sulfur. So here are the example of some like monoatomic. The inert gases are monoatomic molecule. So this is very important. Inert gas like neon, argon and krypton. So the inert gases are monoatomic molecule. In diatomic, hydrogen, chlorine, oxygen, nitrogen, there are various examples. And in triatomic, the example of triatomic is ozone. The formula is ozone O3. That means three oxygen atoms join together. So in the molecule of ozone, three atoms join together and the formula of ozone is O3. So on the basis of the number of atom, we can classify the molecule into monoatomic, diatomic, triatomic, tetraatomic, octaatomic and so. The next topic is symbols and formula. So first we see what is symbol. Symbol is the short form used to write the names of element. Symbol is the short form used to write the names of element. Formula: when two or more elements combine together, they form a compound and this compound can be represented by formula. So we represent the name of the element by symbol and the name of the compound by formula. So there are certain characteristics of formulas, like it tells which type of elements are present in a compound. It tells the number of atoms of each element present in a compound. It also indicates the mass of one molecule of that compound. So these all information are conveyed from the formula. Now we see some example. So here you can see Like oxygen. What is oxygen? So one atom of oxygen. And if we write twice O, so what does mean? It means two atom of oxygen. O2, one molecule of oxygen. That means in one molecule of oxygen there are two atoms of oxygen, because oxygen is a diatomic molecule. So O2 represent one molecule of oxygen. 3O2, three molecules of oxygen, and O3, one molecule of ozone. The formula of ozone is O3. Here in table you can also see the metallic oxides. The compound metals with oxygen. What is metallic oxide? The compounds of metal with oxygen we could call as metallic oxide. So in this compound there is a metal and there is a oxygen. So we call this metallic oxide, like magnesium oxide, MgO. Here magnesium is a more metal and oxygen is also there. Like calcium oxide, calcium is a metal and oxygen is there and the state is solid. So these are called metallic oxide, magnesium oxide and calcium oxide. Then metallic sulfide, the compound of metal with sulfur. Here you can see metal and sulfur, like magnesium sulfide. So magnesium is metal and sulfur. Zinc sulfide, zinc is a metal and sulfur. So the compound of metal and sulfur are metallic sulfide, and the compound of metal and oxygen are metallic oxide. So you can see the formula and the state, solid state. So here we have completed our chapter 3 of chemistry. Watch it carefully, and I hope all of you have completed your previous work. So do your work on time and focus on your studies. Thank you. Have a nice day.